Before the maps changed and the flag of the United States rose over the desert sky, before even the ink of treaties stained the parchment of empire, the Apache had already stood the test of centuries. They were not wanderers. They were masters of the mountains, lords of canyon and flame, living in balance with the spirits of the land and sharpening their blades against all who came unwelcome. They arrived not as strangers, but as conquerors. They came with crosses and muskets, the men in red and steel, the Spanish dreaming of gold and souls. They crept into the high desert in the early 1600s, building missions like wombs, pressing their altars deep into Apache soil and calling it salvation. But the Apache were not sheep to be led. They were fire walkers and storm dancers, their freedom carved into the bone. So they resisted, not in open field, but in the language they knew best. Guerrilla war, the ambush under moonlight, the sudden strike, the vanished shadow. Some bands, weathered by war and famine, made uneasy peace. They settled near Spanish presidios, took rations, traded meat and skins for grain and cloth. They watched, they waited, and when the Spanish broke their word, the Apache broke the peace. The land itself became a chessboard of betrayal. The Spanish, too weak to crush the Apache, turned to their enemies. The Comanche, who struck from the plains like arrows of the gods. The Ute, riding down from the Rockies with death in their mouths. The Spanish whispered poison into their ears, offered trade and steel in exchange for Apache blood. Brothers turned into blades by colonial hands. For years, the Spanish bled the land and the Apache endured. When Mexico rose, it tried to hide the scars beneath a new flag. But the Apache had learned, names change, conquest does not. The war would not end, it would only evolve.